Hey everyone, I'm Jay.
And I'm Sean.
And we watched a movie.
Yes, we did.
We watched Run. So I have been really excited about this one. Why?
Why?
Because I love Sarah Paulson.
Yes, you do. That's true.
I know you know.
You're a longtime fan.
A longtime fan, first time caller. Love me some Sarah Paulson. And I'd like to say this is a departure for her, but no, she plays villains as well as she plays loving, wonderful people. She is all over the place and equally good at everything, which is annoying for the rest of us, but Sarah Paulson, what can you do? Exactly. So this is a horror movie-ish, more of a thriller, I'd say, and a pretty good one. I was a little surprised. Going in, I knew the premise. I feel like I'd seen this premise a lot lately, and yet still gave me heart palpitations.
Wow.
Yes.
It's serious.
So
it's a serious thriller.
Yeah, so written and directed by Aneesh Chaganty, of course, with his writing partner, Ohanian. So together they did that other horror thriller movie, Searching, you know, the one with John Cho.
Oh, yes.
Which was very good. And so now they have done Run. So this one is about a mother and daughter. Diane is the mother, played by Sarah Paulson, and Chloe, the teenage daughter, played by Kiera Allen. So Chloe is sort of sick. She's had a lot of things wrong with her throughout her childhood. She was born prematurely. She has a heart condition. She has diabetes. She's paralyzed from the waist down and uses a wheelchair. So she has been homeschooled her whole life by wonderful mother Diane. Wonderful and devoted mother Diane. And Chloe is a really smart young woman. Super smart. We see she's got all these projects going on. She's Little Miss Fix-It. And when we meet these two, Chloe is super fixated on the mail because she wants to know which colleges she's been accepted to. So just imagine how her world is about to open up, because she has lived at home with her mother with all of these limitations. They don't have any family in their lives. She doesn't have friends. She has no social situations in which to make them and no ability to go out on her own. She's always dependent on her mother. So imagine going off to college, living somewhere else, basically on her own.
Oh, she's gonna party.
Her world is going to open up. So screw the learning, like her life is about to explode. So what an exciting time for her. Of course she's racing to the mail every day. But very quickly into this movie, impressive speed. The pacing to this movie is breakneck. A brisk 90 minutes, it's kind of perfection. She starts to suspect that her mother is dosing her with medication that is maybe not really meant for her.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So again, she has no access really to the outside world, if not through her mother. So this is very difficult for her to even ascertain. But she not only suspects that her mother's giving her the wrong medication, she starts to suspect that her mother is deliberately giving her medication to make her sick. So, as you may know, you probably know, there's been a lot of movies about this recently, for whatever weird reason that would be. The subgenre of Munchausen by proxy. So Munchausen is to make oneself sick because you want the attention, and by proxy means you are making someone else sick. So it's kind of crazy, but this does happen quite a lot with mothers. So mothers who are desperate for the attention, and they start to realize that bringing in your sick kid to the hospital has all the doctors and nurses like listening to your every word, And they get to be in newspapers, they get to apply to go to Disneyland for free. Some mothers have really made a living out of milking this. It's really, I think this is a horror for a lot of us because we feel like it's so against nature for a mother to turn against her own child. And yet nurturing her child and nursing her child makes her feel like she's mother of the year. So this is a type of situation we have walked into with Run. Yeesh. Except for you may have noticed that Chloe is paralyzed. So she literally cannot run. She has no escape. And the more she pushes, the more she finds the internet is not working at home. Then all the phone lines are cut. They live in a remote area already. She has no way of contacting the outside world, and she can't even get up and walk away. So that is a kind of terrifying that I think is hard to find, that sort of pure terror, that feeling of no escape. Tense.
And so it gave you heart palpitations.
It did give me heart palpitations. Even though you feel like this is kind of familiar, the other movies were not necessarily thrillers like this. You know, the other movies are more like dramas, like,
right.
Oh my gosh. This one, we are witnessing an escape attempt by a girl who is paralyzed and isolated, and her mother is desperate. Because of course what she's doing is crazy illegal. And the worst thing imaginable is to have her child removed from her, because how will she get attention then? So she is quite desperate to keep her kid at home forever, one way or another. So yeah, It's tough. You gotta be real brave for this. Well, I had to be really brave for this. I did it for Sarah Paulson.
Good job.
Who is so good in this. I have to say, she underplays the mother. Because obviously you can make this woman crazy psychotic, and she is.
Yeah.
You can make her crazy deranged, and she is. But I think those things are even more chilling when you play them quietly than when you ramp them right up. And so because she's underplaying them, we never truly know what to expect from Diane, because she feels capable of anything.
Clearly she is, yes.
Yeah. I think it's easier to keep track of her when she's hysterical. So when we have this quiet character who we know mentally is unstable, and yet she just seems so solid and cold. Yeah, she's capable of anything, and the threat is pretty big. And we already know what she's been willing to do to her daughter, so what is the limit? Is there a limit at all? Whew.
Stay tuned.
So, yes. Even more impressively, Sarah Paulson obviously is a powerhouse. Kiera Allen is a newcomer. I think this is her first role. And it's a starring role opposite grand ham of acting. So to come across from her as confidently as she does, she really does such a great job. Because she's obviously a very vulnerable person. This is the most vulnerable you can really get in society. She's very dependent. But at the same time, we know she's very smart. She's clearly very strong, and she has got some grit. So for most of us, this movie would have ended about 4 minutes in when we got caught and died. But no, Chloe's gonna give us the full 90-minute ride here. For better or worse, not great on my heart, but she's got more heart than we were giving her credit for. So the amount of pain and suffering that she can take and just keep going is quite admirable. If you were reading about it in a newspaper account, perhaps, but when you were watching it live happening, it's quite intense. So great performances. It's really mostly just the two of them in the movie, of course. But like I said, the pacing is so excellent in this. It is gripping from about 10 minutes in and all the way through. It never lets up. So, whew.
You made it.
Yeah, I did. I was so proud. Yeah, it's fun. It is a good movie. And I was really surprised how much I ended up liking it, because I thought, oh, it's going to be too similar. And then it was just absorbing from the beginning and terrifying. And even though it's a familiar topic, they do such a good job of putting you in those shoes, in that house, in that situation, that you forget everything else you've seen before.
It's fun.
Right. Well, like the way a roller coaster is fun, I guess. It's fun to pretend to die sometimes. So this is going to drop on Hulu this week, November 20th. So you will want to check that out immediately. I know you will. I'll link the trailer so you can check it out, get your appetite whetted. But this is really a good one. If your heart can take it, pregnant women should avoid this ride.
With the full warning on, that's
yes.
right.
But even I enjoyed it, guys, and we already know what a wuss I am. So if I can do it,
maybe not anymore.
I know. I'm building up my tolerance. I feel like watching all these horror movies have really improved my cardio. I'm really like, whoa. That's right. So watch it if you dare. Let me know if you loved it. Of course you did. It's Sarah Paulson. You're so lucky. You get to watch it all over again. Hulu, November 20th. Check out the trailer. It's going to be a good one, guys. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.